But folks, I got in trouble. The teacher gave me like a pink slip. I got in trouble. I got written up, and I would like to discuss that that whole thing. And before I get into discussing that, I would like to say that Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. Joe Biden won the 2020 election. That's what happened. If you disagree, you're dumb. Donald Trump is a loser. He lost the Electoral College, and he lost the popular vote. He did not win. There was no problems with voter fraud whatsoever, and anyone who says that there were is an idiot. Except there actually was a couple cases, but I believe those were Trump-supporting Republicans. And so, again, I want to be very clear. Donald Trump is the loser of the 2020 election. I don't know. He lost. He lost. I don't know what to say. But I got a strike on YouTube, folks, which is why I'm now broadcasting in my bunker, because I have escaped YouTube jail. But I got a strike on YouTube because apparently someone misinterpreted something I said at some point as in a way that YouTube claims was election misinformation about the 2020 election. In this video, I didn't even mention the 2020 election, so I don't know exactly. It's just, YouTube does that thing. They do that thing where they decide to fuck with you, and they don't tell you what you did wrong or how you did wrong. But according to YouTube, which is filled with extremely intelligent individuals, according to YouTube, I was peddling in some 2020 election misinformation for the first and only time, apparently, because I didn't even know that I was peddling 2020 misinformation. But again, just to be clear, Donald Trump lost the election. I never said otherwise. I categorically deny these claims, but we all know how this works. One thing on Twitter that YouTube said to me was that my video could, quote, materially discourage voting. In fact, I will bring that open on here real quick. I should have had this prepared, but I didn't, so deal with that. Materially discourage voting is what they accused me of doing. And so I personally, I disagree, so I will get you that in just a moment. Okay, so here is the tweet here. So YouTube said, now this is the part that I'm very interested in. The video contains content to mislead, contains content that aims to mislead. This is the key word here. Aims. So YouTube is telling me what my intent is in my video, which is that's just not possible. You can't tell me what my intent is. Now, given the fact that I rewatched this video and I mentioned the 2020 election exactly 0 times, I don't think that you can. I disagree. I don't know what else to say. But either way, this part that's so interesting, which could materially discourage voting. That's the thing that really is strange to me. Is materially discouraging voting against the YouTube terms of service? Now, again, in the video that YouTube flagged, I said explicitly one of the only ways that we can fix how stupid this country is to encourage voting. I told everyone in my viewer base to vote, because a lot of people think that, oh, well, voting changes nothing, so I'm just not going to vote at all. And then they just wash their hands of it and pretend like they're smarter than everyone else. I disagree with that. I think that you need to vote. I think if you have somehow managed to crack the code, yes, the Democrats are bad at governing and the Republicans are evil. Wow. You want a prize? You want a cookie? You want a fucking trophy? Okay. But if you come to that conclusion and your answer is just, I'm not going to vote. You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass. Okay, so again, voting is an important tool. I never discourage voting. I always advocate to vote. But also, it's interesting that they wrote this because I had no idea that discouraging voting was against the YouTube terms of service. If that were the case, then, I don't know, wouldn't Jimmy Dore be banned? Wouldn't the People's Party be banned? I don't know. I'm just throwing these things out here. Now, again, you can go into the terms of service here. Certain types of misleading or deceptive content. Now, deceptive, again, implies intent, with serious risk of egregious harm are not allowed on YouTube. This includes certain types of misinformation that can cause real-world harm. There you go. So if we find any content, blah, blah, blah. Voter suppression. I didn't talk about voter suppression. Content aiming to mislead voters about the time, place, means, or eligibility requirements. I never did that. Now, I talk about Republicans passing laws that explicitly make it harder to vote, but I never told anyone what time or place to vote because the election was over a year ago. So how could I, on December 24th, 2021, tell people where to vote in the 2020 election? So that doesn't mean anything. Candidate eligibility. Content that advances false claims related to the technical eligibility requirements for current political candidates and sitting elected government officials to serve in office. Eligibility requirements considered are based on applicable national law, including age, citizenship, or vital status. I don't even know what that means. Like, I never discussed that at all. Incitement to interfere with democratic process. Content encouraging others to interfere with the democratic processes. That includes obstructing or interrupting voting procedures. I never did that at all. Distribution of hacked materials, content that contains hacked info, the disclosure of which may interfere with the democratic process. I'm not getting any hacked info, folks. I'm just some idiot bitch with a fucking microphone. So I'm not getting any hacked info. Election integrity, content that advances any false claims that widespread fraud, errors, or glitches change the outcome of past national elections after final election results are officially certified. This currently applies to any past U.S. presidential election or any 2021 German federal election. Okay. So anyway, why does this only apply to the presidential elections? Like, that's weird. But also, I never talked about this. Now, again, in the video, I may have said things like Joe Biden won the primary by sheer luck because all of the other candidates coalesced around him, dropped out, and endorsed Joe Biden the day before Super Tuesday. That is not election misinformation. That is just what happened. Did I say Joe Biden cheated? No. Like, did I say, and this also has nothing to do with the 2020 general election with Donald Trump versus Joe Biden. Trump lost, right? So I've never engaged in any of these conspiracy theories. And so YouTube is clearly incorrect. But again, the thing here is that it doesn't say anywhere that there is anywhere that you can discourage voting. In fact, let me Control F this. Discourage. Okay, so here we go. So voter suppression that could materially discourage voting. Okay, so they do say it here. But either way, how could the time, place, means, or eligibility requirements for voting? That doesn't make any sense. The election was in November of 2020. How can I discourage people from voting in the 2020 election on December 24th, 2021? Am I a time traveler? Am I a time traveler? Have I, traveled to another dimension? I don't understand what at all this could possibly mean. The whole thing is ridiculous. YouTube gave me a fake strike. I don't know what to tell you about that. And so that's why I was not on YouTube for about a week and a half or so, because they lied. I don't know what to tell you. They did not tell the truth. Robots control the whole shit, and there's really nothing anyone can do about it. So that's the story. And now I'm streaming live from a bunker. I have constructed myself a Faraday cage, as you can see. I am surrounded in foil. I am surrounded in these materials that will protect me from the cyber criminals, as well as potentially the cyber ninjas. I'm not sure if they're on the case yet. But anyway, so that's the story.